change the external world around the United States, not just for the benefit of Americans, but also for the benefit of others. In other words, progress required expansion. Whether non-Americans welcomed American progress is sometimes questionable, but it's also, when determining what motivated Americans in the first place, beside the point. Third, race, gender, and religion have been particularly potent sources of American engagement with the world. The United States was founded as a white, slave-holding republic with Protestantism and manhood as key pillars of political culture. Those who traditionally lacked power, African Americans, women, Catholics, Jews, Mormons, had to conform to the norms established by white male Protestants. Over time, this power dynamic shifted as American society became more pluralistic and as the world decolonized. Yet the authority of these long-standing norms has remained remarkably durable. Fourth is the centrality of war to the American experience, not just the American experience abroad, but American history itself. Two of the most pervasive national myths are that the United States wages war infrequently and that it is slow to go to war. In reality, Americans have often resorted to armed force to achieve their goals, at first on the North American continent and then around the world. In fact, over the past 250 years, warfare is perhaps the most consistent aspect of American foreign relations, and it has had a deep and lasting impact on the evolution of American culture, economics, social norms, and political institutions. By the same token, this shouldn't lead us to perceive the United States as an unusually aggressive, warmongering state, but rather as a nation like any other. No more aggressive, but also no less. Fifth, the basic geographical position of the United States has had a profound, but usually overlooked, importance on its foreign relations. It is surrounded on all sides by an absence of threat, and has been for almost its entire history. This is what historians refer to as free security. Since the end of the War of 1812, the United States hasn't faced a threat of foreign invasion, much less occupation. Over the same period, all of its great power competitors have had precisely that experience, sometimes repeatedly, and only Britain has actually escaped invasion and occupation. The advent of transoceanic air power and nuclear energy in the 1940s complicated American security, but they didn't negate the nation's geographical good fortune. While Americans have come under foreign attack, not least on September 11, 2001, those instances, while horrific, have been exceptional. Sixth is the pernicious myth of isolationism. There has never been a time in American history when Americans simply kept to themselves in isolation, and free security didn't mean that the United States was somehow sealed off from the rest of the world. As long as there has been a United States, Americans have roamed the planet in search of commerce and converts, while the persistence of warfare reflects a darker side of American engagement with the rest of the world. However, it is certainly the case that Americans acted unilaterally, that is, within the world, but on their own terms, for much of their history until the end of the World Wars and the Cold War. This wasn't the same as isolationism, a polemical term which first became widespread as a political epithet during the debate over intervention in World War II. The reason isolationism is pernicious is not only its highly politicized nature. It also allows Americans to believe in a non-existent golden age, when matters were less complicated and Americans controlled their own destiny. Seventh, finally, is the importance of domestic politics to the conduct of American foreign relations, including diplomacy and military intervention. Partly because of America's long-standing culture of popular democracy, and partly because free security removed the pressure of constant struggle for national survival, American war and diplomacy have been shaped by the need for popular and political legitimacy. Even when policymakers wanted to ignore popular pressures, they couldn't. Moreover, the decentralized structure of American governance